Soul Sparks with Saima, where we ignite deeper truths and realign with the soul's rhythm. And today's guest is Allen Imbarrato, creator of KiFlow, who bridges technology and transformation to help us decode stress and turn it into fuel for authenticity. So, if you have ever felt stuck in survival mode, this is your call to step into the flow state and live in resonance with who you really are. So, Alan, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
You're warmly welcome, Alan. So, so Alan, many people treat stress like a villain, but you see it as a portal to growth and flow. So I'm really curious to know that what shifts, when we start seeing stress as something to work with instead of against.
Yeah, I see stress as an opportunity to grow stronger mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. It's a signal from your body that you're in a reactive state. Basically, your activation of your sympathetic nervous system, fight, flight, or freeze, which was programmed into us many, many years ago to survive physically. But now we're mainly being triggered socially every day, and it doesn't turn off like it was designed to do and go back to a calm state. So basically, stress can help you understand subconsciously what is triggering your stress, and that will help you become stronger mentally so you won't be triggered as often, or you'll know how to basically get back to that calm, safe, peaceful place inside yourself.
Mm-hmm. That's, I mean, that's such a powerful reframe, that and seeing stress like as a signal instead of a threat, that really shifts everything. And I really love that how you articulated that like turning stress into a tool for alignment and growth, not just for survival. That's really great, Alan.
Well, I've done meditation for many years and I notice my body sensations. It's called mindfulness. And when you just really become aware of your body doesn't lie. Your body is always telling the truth. It's the mind that tends to deceive or fool us into thinking certain things are out of alignment. But when you listen to your body has a natural wisdom. And if you follow the sensations in your body into the emotions and the thoughts and the beliefs, you can get back into alignment optimally of your spirit and your soul to come to a much more empowered state and flow state.
Hmm. That makes so much sense, Alan. So, like, how do we, begin to distinguish between good stress that leads to flow and the kind that, drains our spirit?
Well, if you are consciously choosing goals that stretch you and take you out of your comfort zone or a little bit of a risk, it's going to activate your stress response system to give you more energy and more strength. It can work both ways in terms of it was originally designed to release cortisol and adrenaline to go to your extremities to give you more strength to handle threats. So, but if you create your own challenges and you want to go beyond yourself and certain limitations, that's a good stress. Is that making sense to you?
Hmm? Yeah, yeah, that completely makes sense. There's so much depth in like what you have shared,
Uh, I used to have live in an ashram, not in India, but in America, with a guru from India many years ago when I was in my 20s. So I've been meditating almost now like for 50 years, over 50 years. So meditation has given me a lot of insights into who we really truly are and how to maximize and access this amazing source of energy that lies within inside each person.
Hmm? That really makes a lot of sense. And like 50 years of inner work of showing up consistently in meditation. This really gives us weight to what you're saying. Like there's something really profound, about the idea that through presence, through stillness, and we can start to sense the quality of stress itself, not just react to it, but actually recognize where it's coming from and what it's asking of us. And your insight into like who we truly are, like I just said, underneath all the noise, that's not just calming, it's really clarifying, right?
Yeah, a lot of times we're just so embroiled in our thoughts. We think we are our thoughts. But if you uh, can become still, like you were saying, you go beyond your thoughts into uh, an ocean of energy, you might say. It's like the thoughts are like the waves breaking on the shore, but behind the waves, there's a whole ocean. And so the stress is like these waves in your body that sometimes indicate you're uh, off path, you're out of alignment with your soul, your spirit. So if you learn how to uh, become aware, self-aware, and don't judge. Oh my God, most people when they get stressed, I just want stress relief. But what I'm about is stress transformation, and so you can follow and just accept and allow the sensations to be there without trying to make them go away, and see them as an opportunity to grow stronger.
That's a great example that really resonates, Alan. Now, KiFlow sounds like more than a method, it feels like a way of being. So I'm really curious to know that how does this practice help someone reconnect with their authentic self?
Well, I've created an app in the it's in the Google Store and the Apple App Store called KiFlow. What Ki means life energy, and so what we're doing in the app is using AI to create a very personalized guided journey to help take you from the body sensations and your emotions and your thoughts to discover what the underlying trigger was. Usually the trigger has some to do with some fear. Okay, something made you feel threatened, and so that set your stress response system into wanting to fight, protect yourself, or flight to protect yourself, or if you get too severe, goes into freeze. Okay, and you shut down. So usually there's a limiting core belief like I'm not good enough, or people don't like me, or the world is not safe for me to express myself. I can't be myself in this world, or people try to control me, or people judge me. You know, all those things can make us feel safe, or I have a deadline, or I'm going to lose my job. All these things can trigger this stress response system. So if you believe that fear is real, then you feel threatened. So it's like fear is false expectations appearing real. Okay. FEAR, false expectations appearing real. But the problem is that we became embedded in these subconscious beliefs at an early age, and we believe these most of our life. So there's that little child in there that still doesn't feel safe, even though we're now adults, and it interferes with our adult life, and we start in engaging these survival patterns that we learned when we were children. So this app helps you get insights using the AI. It creates a very personalized experience in a very safe way to help you understand what is the root cause of your stress in any particular situation, whether it's in relationships, whether it's in work, whether it's in your health, whether it's in finances, whether it's in community, any area where you feel threatened. You can use these apps to take you into an awareness, mindfulness process to discover the underlying root cause. And then it helps you redesign these beliefs into empowering beliefs where you can access your inner strength and transform that stressful situation into a creative growth opportunity.
Mm, that's beautifully put, Alan. I mean, even just a few words you have like pointed to something really profound that e-flow isn't just about doing, but about, returning to who we already are beneath the noise. And there's something so powerful in how simplicity can reveal the truth.
Well, that's the opportunity is we're human beings before we're human doings. So that beingness is just there. You don't have to do anything for it. It's self evident and a natural part. So that's why I call it flow, because it's the natural part of you. But like a river, that flows, it sometimes encounters obstacles, big rocks, logs, waterfalls. So you have to learn how to, go with the flow and keep going into where as the river meanders and goes in different directions. You have the flexibility to go with it rather than trying to hold on. It's those attachments to those old beliefs that keep us stuck and keeps us away from our true energetic, natural flow of energy that's inside of ourselves.
Mm, that makes so much sense, Alan. Now, like, can you share a real moment from your journey when you realized that you were out of flow and how you found your way back?
Well, there's lots of examples. Uh, I have a software business. I run a worldwide software business. Actually, I have a lot of programmers in India that I work closely with. And often times with software, you might have known there's bugs. Okay. So if a client encounters a bug and it's an opportunity to fix that bug. But if I take it personally, uh, it starts to magnify in my mind. Oh my God, I'm going to lose this job, or this client's mad at me, or I have to like deal with this developer. Why did they make a mistake? So it could put me into a really reactive state. I'm angry at the developer. I'm afraid of losing the client, and so forth. And so if I can just understand that really not to take it personally, that this is just an opportunity for us to learn how to make our software better, that that's the uh, that's the path I want to take. Is it requires that failure can be turned into creativity. So oftentimes I'll just stay in a reflective state to get an insight into exactly what triggered my stress, what made me feel. Because ultimately, my fear of failure, underneath that is a fear of shame, that I'll be ashamed, that if I lose a client, or I'll be ashamed if I've failed uh, to deliver what I promised to deliver to this client. So underneath all of us, shame is a big trigger, and fear is a big trigger, fear of failure. So I stay in a more of a mindful, present state, and just notice and just focus on finding the solution rather than letting myself go back into that fear state. Is that making sense to you?
That completely makes sense. I agree. And like those turning points often look small from the outside, but really spark something massive within. That makes so much sense, Alan.
Yeah, an email can come from a client saying they're upset, or your friend can call up and tell you, uh, how they're criticized because you said something, or you said something wrong to them, or they're upset about anything can trigger us socially now. And we have these basic survival strategies that we talk about in the app, that have to do with approval and control. Some people then react, they want to seek approval, they want to please, they become the pleaser. Some people just want to be the judge and be right and stay in control and try to make you feel wrong. And other people want to avoid being judged and don't want to be blamed. So they avoid responsibility, and other people that just want to play it safe and hide and not be disapproved of. So we try to help people understand these survival strategies that we've been doing for many, many years and how to make a shift. So you shift being right or being the judge into being open. You shift trying to please into being authentic and being truthful. You shift avoiding responsibility into being accountable, and you shift playing it safe into playing full out and fully expressing yourself. So those four shifts are key part of the app in the KiFlow to help a person get back into more of an empowered place.
That's really remarkable, Alan. Now, you walk at the intersection of consciousness and technology, like two worlds people usually see as opposites. So, how can digital tools like KeyFlow support emotional and energetic transformation?
You'd be surprised how smart AI is. I mean, I'm sure that you've had different experiences with it. Most people have by now. It's been around. So to to trust that there's artificial intelligence, and then you merge that with human brilliance and human intelligence, and the two together help give you insights. And that's the key is you have to maintain your own personal power and not give it away to AI. You have to like just see AI as your assistant or as a co-pilot in helping you get where you want to go. So the app is designed to support you uh, through the technology of having this app on your phone or on your computer. And then that gives you the opportunity to then do your own self reflection and self increase your own self awareness. So the two work together very nicely.
Mhm. I see. Um, I mean, that's such a compelling point that you mentioned that, the idea that AI can actually, amplify human insight rather than replace it. It is a powerful refrain, I must say. And hearing that, KeyFlow is designed not to direct, but to support really shifts that how we think about technology. And it's not about outsourcing awareness, but about enhancing it. And that's really a refreshing and empowering perspective, Alan.
Well, you're understanding what I'm saying. That's great that you're able to get what this is about. And I just really, a lot of people from India have downloaded my app already and just wanting to educate people about the possibilities of this app called KeyFlow, that it can really help a person uh, not only relieve their stress, but see stress as a tool to lead you into these inner insights.
Mm. Now, like, if someone listening right now who feels overwhelmed or disconnected right now, what's one simple practice you'd like to share?
Well, the first thing is to notice that and a lot of times when you're overwhelmed, you start to go unconscious. You start to lose an awareness that you are overwhelmed. But the first step is just to, we have it a 4-step process. First thing is just to face rather than trying to cover it up or avoid or go uh, away from it by doing other dysfunctional activities. The first thing is just to stay with it and just be with it and just say, yes, I'm overwhelmed. And then the next step is to focus and begin to unravel it and notice exactly how you're feeling. What is your body sensation? What is your body telling you? You have a tightness in your neck, tightness in your stomach. You feel low energy. You feel uh, nervous. You feel anxious. Just those are all signs that of stress. So once you acknowledge that and stay in a non-judgmental way, just saying, don't make them go away, but you start embracing these sensations and be with them. And then you begin to dig deeper and unravel and find what are the emotions underneath that. And Usually there's a fear that's making you overdo things, trying to please or get approval, or there's some underlying thing driving the whole chain of reactions. And just knowing that there is a cause will help get your power back and understand that then you can make a choice. Do I want to continue to do all these things that putting me on overwhelm, or do I want to make some decisions and choices that gives me back into more of a balanced life style? So there's four
Mm-hmm.
steps. There's facing, focusing, and usually there's a core belief that's driving that fear, and then you can free yourself from that old core belief and create a new belief and choose a new direction and have a new vision. And then that's the final step, is to go from freeing into flowing.
Mhm. It really reminded us that, the shift towards flow doesn't have to be dramatic. It can begin with simply being persistent, like being present. And I imagine a lot of listeners will really feel the permission in what you just said.
Yeah, just giving people hope that it's possible to shift. A lot of times when you go overwhelmed, it becomes chronic stress. And if you don't nip it in the bud, it becomes chronic disease. Most serious chronic diseases are stress related. So if you see stress as a serious problem, stress actually can kill you. People die from having too much stress. So it's really something that needs to be faced and dealt with in a conscious way. But the problem with stress is it's unconscious. So this is what the app is for, is to bring it to consciousness so that you have some choice and you can uh, uh, empower yourself and equip yourself to handle it in a real positive way rather than negative way. Because most people deal with stress by eating too much or taking drugs or doing various addictive behaviors to try to change the sensation in their body to feel better. But really, the way to change it is to change it from the inside out rather than the outside in.
It's really empowering, Alan. Alan, you reminded us that stress isn't a sign of failure. It's a signal that something deeper wants to be acknowledged and realigned. When we honor that signal, we don't just survive, we evolve. So, listeners, if you have been hustling through life out of sync, maybe this is a moment to pause, breathe, and flow back into truth because the real you isn't hidden, it's just waiting for space to shine.